Welcome to Second Chance, a series based on Grian's Double Life series. In this series, everybody is randomly paired up as duos, and they share a linked health bar. If one person takes damage, the other dies. For example, if my partner dies, then I will die. And we have a couple of rules: no helmets at all in the series. You can only do basic enchantments on the enchantment table. No crafting an enchantment table, so you have to find it down in the deep dark. And you are not allowed to trap the enchantment table. And we have 3 lives. With that all said, let's go and begin. So, we all met up in a circle, and we all ran away, and our soulmate was question mark, question mark, question mark. We don't know who our soulmate is until we encounter them in the wild. And so I ran out, started punching the trees, doing the natural Minecraft things. And then I asked if Blinky wanted to go ahead and team up with me until we at least find our soulmates. And he said, yeah, sure. And we were not soulmates because he had already taken damage and I had not. And we started doing some soulmate testing, which requires us to literally just walk up to people and punch them. I'm gonna cut out a lot of the grinding stuff, but as we continued to explore, we traveled across the ocean and started looking around. We saw Muddy again while we were riding in boats right in the middle of the ocean. And then we went mining for a while, and I finally got some diamonds. And then Salty and Taliesin died. Now, this is something I probably should have explained earlier. Salty and Taliesin were dead within the first hour and 30 minutes. They were dead. They were gone. They had already lost all 3 of their lives, and at this point, when I was in the middle of the mine, they died again. And so, it was pretty insane how quickly they died, but that holds something very special in our story that we'll be learning very soon. And so me and Blinky just continued on playing Minecraft. We made a little crop farm, as you're seeing here, and me and Blinky were just hanging out, building a base because we could not find our soulmates. And the second that we're not looking for our soulmates, I kid you not, 2 more people come up, and we haven't seen like anybody else at this point. But 2 people come up, and Apples punches me. I don't know this, and then we realized that we're soulmates because he's taking damage when I take damage. Now, Dog Bites was not Blinky's soulmate. Then another duo came up the mountain while we were all chatting, and that was May and Neptune, which were indeed soulmates. And so with that, me and Apple started going out and exploring. We were climbing up this icy mountain, and some very aggressive Minecraft players kept telling us to leave. And so you know what we did? We stole their goat. And then Apples got a horn, and then I got a goat horn as well. And we left the goat there, and we went into the deep dark because we wanted to do some enchanting. Now, I cut out a lot of it, but we ran around, found a lot of stuff. Here's just some of the more important things. I found a protection 3 unbreaking 3 iron leggings. And so we finally found the enchantment table. I wanted to make sure it was safe while by blocking it off with wool, because I did not want any shriekers summoning a warden while we're trying to enchant. Now, again, we are not allowed to move the enchantment table at all this season. And then I tell Apples, yeah, I'll run over in just a second. Casually, me activating another shrieker, and I summoned a warden. On the very first day, I summoned a warden. Now, that's fine. Wardens aren't that dangerous. You know, for some people, they're very dangerous. Apples is very concerned about me. Me personally, I think I was fine. And it's continued to be a running theme throughout the entire time. So, session 2, I was entirely AFK. Any movement that you see, my mom was making sure that I stayed logged in while she was doing some work or something. So, if you see me moving around just a tiny bit in this clip, it's not me. I was out on a week-long trip, and my mom was home. So, you know, I was AFK the entire time. And then very quickly, I took a lot of damage, and Apples was slain by Maggie Moozle. Maggie had killed my soulmate while I was out, only leaving us with 2 lives. This is the reason why Apple says never trust Maggie Moozle. Anyway, session 3, I just came back. I already put all my stuff away in a hole, and I had changed my skin. And me and Apples actually made me a gift because he had died to Maggie, and I said, oh, thank you. You didn't need to do that for me. but he still gave it to me and I appreciated it. What a nice guy. He was honestly a very good soulmate during that series. Also, I showed him a secret sugarcane farm, which we didn't know if anybody else had any, because nobody else would admit to it. And so I just, you know, showed it to him, and we continued on. Also, there were a bunch of signs on my box that I was in, so yeah. And then also I looked up, right? Because I was reading the signs and stuff, and I looked up, and I saw this. And there's a sign that says there's nothing above spawn. The meme of this season was there's nothing above spawn, and I saw 2 people walking in the void above spawn. So I'm pretty sure there was something above spawn. But you know, if they say there's nothing above spawn, there's nothing above spawn. And so I went down to the deep dark to go and do a little bit of mining, and then on my way back, I was probably gonna starve on my way back, so I stopped by the family to ask if I could get some food. And Celeste and Antoon were nice enough to give me a piece of bread and a fish. Now next up is Boogie Mates. Boogie Mates were something that I did not know about at all, and that is the reason why Maggie and Siege killed us, is because if they did not kill us, then they'd be sent down to their last life as soulmates. And that is how Boogie Mates works. So when I saw a countdown popping up on my screen, I was like, oh, that's not good. I hope it's not us. Yeah, we were the Boogies. And also, we hadn't even built a house at this point. We were gonna build a house soon, but I was out the entire last session. And then when we were about to go down to the enchantment table, I don't remember if we were going to enchant or what we were doing, but they, you know, Salty Talisman just appeared in front of us. And so then they gave us a little bit of an interview on how we feel about being Boogie Mates. And, you know, we did mining for a while down this deep dark. But we spent the entire session, other than this one part where we went mining, since we learned that we were Boogie Mates, we spent the rest of the session trying to find somebody else to kill. And I did not want to kill Celeste and Antoon because they had just given us food, and May and Neptune were supposedly allies. So we asked May and Neptune to bring us to a victim, just so we did not have to kill one of those people that I just mentioned. And they did. They brought us over to Dogfights and DMG Gaming. And so we killed Dogfights, well, Apples killed Dogfights. And since May and Neptune were such good allies, we decided to make like an official alliance. And that was session 3. It is as simple as that. It has been a crazy series so far. I hope you guys will be there for the next episode. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.